There we go, guys. We are back again for another fantastic conversation on Friday Night Counter Attack. Top five strikers to watch at Euro 2024. I need to hear your thoughts. I need to see who you're going to be looking out for at the European Championships because it's a new era of strikers. Travis is here with me today. We're going to be looking at centre forwards and number nine. So we may have some strikers who play out wide and also play in the middle as well. It's just about how we perceive them and where we want to see them play at the same time. Follow along on this video to see who our top fives are going to be for the European Championship. Travis, you ready?
Ready?
Good. So this is a bit of a twist because it's more about who we want to see explode, who we want to see light up the competition. And in a way, it's about a couple of strikers for me who have points to prove this summer as well. Some of them are all-time goal scoring record breakers for their nation, but they've not really done it on the international stage. So I'm going to wait and see with who Travis is going for. But I've got a top five who I want to shout out as well. So Travis, what's your thought process for this video? We're going to go for the top five. We're going to go for five you really want to enjoy and really want to see.
Yeah, I'm going to go for five that I want to see. Yeah, five that I want to see do well, and it'll be a bit of a mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll get into it.
That's okay. Hopefully you'll be sharing your thoughts along the way, and hopefully you'll be able to agree or disagree with some of our comments as well. So the fifth striker I want to see have a good tournament. Being a Man United fan, of course I'm going to be biased. It's going to be Rasmus Hojlund because Rasmus Hojlund is cold, ladies and gentlemen. 16 goals in his first full season at Manchester United. He's the number one striker for Denmark. And after I went to Denmark last summer, it was incredible to see the passion and the exuberance from the Danish fans about having someone so young starting for Manchester United. And I believe they're going to have a really good tournament because Denmark are a very, very underrated European nation, Travis. Remember getting to the semi-finals of the European Championships, losing to England in extra time of all times as well at Wembley Stadium. That was a really big achievement for Denmark, especially after what happened with Christian Eriksen. This time around, they've got Rasmus Hojlund starting for them. It's not going to be Brandt Wade. It's not going to be Jonas Wind. It's going to be a big boy from Denmark who plays for Manchester United. I'm looking forward to seeing him. What's your thoughts on Rasmus Hojlund playing for Denmark this summer? Because he's going to be a challenge for Harry Maguire and John Stones for England.
I would agree. I've also got a Hojlund number five,
Oh,
so
nice.
we agree on the first one there.
We never agree, so it's good.
Look, I've watched quite a lot of Man United this season, and I really like him. I think he's going to become a very good striker if he's given the tools and the resources to do so at Man United. I'm hoping that we see in the Euros this summer that he gets a little bit more support from the players around him than he does at Man United. I'm hoping that they create a few more chances for him. But yeah, it could be a summer where he explodes, really.
Remember, Rasmus Hojlund was one of the top scorers in European qualification, along with Scott McTominay, Alvaro Morata, Harry Kane. They were all up around there as well. And this was when Rasmus Hojlund was playing for Atalanta and Manchester United at the same time. So there's a lot to come from the young Danish man, because I really want to see how this manager builds around Rasmus Hojlund for the summer, because we've seen it at Manchester United. We haven't really built around someone properly for a long period of time now. When Denmark are building around Rasmus Hojlund, they are a scary threat. When you're looking at them on the counter-attack as well, the speed and the power that Rasmus Hojlund has, it is frightening, especially in international football. So I'm looking forward to seeing Rasmus Hojlund score a few goals at the European Championships this summer. How many goals will Rasmus Hojlund score at Euro 2024? Comment below. Number four, Travis. I'm glad we agreed on number five. This is where I get to hear your number four. Where are we going?
Number four.
Which country?
For England.
It's not going to be Watkins, is it?
It is going to be Watkins.
Oh, man.
I'm excited.
I thought Salim wasn't here today, but Salim's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit. He's always with me. I'm excited by the prospect of having Watkins in the squad because we have decent backup to Kane.
I don't think it's decent. I think it's excellent backup.
Yeah, sorry, that's disrespectful. Very, very good backup to Kane.
Best ever season for Aston Villa.
A player that I would be excited to see play alongside Kane.
Oh, I think how would that work for you?
For me, I always think when I'm watching Kane for England and, previously at Tottenham, I want Harry Kane and then I want another Harry Kane to get on the end of the chances that Harry Kane creates.
An elite finisher.
Exactly. And we could now have that with Watkins. I think the idea of playing them together, look, don't ask me how it would work. It's going to be an awkward one to make it work. But the idea of Kane, obviously with his goal scoring threat, but his creativity as well, to set up chances for someone who scored as many goals as Watkins has done this season, I think that's a scary prospect, and it could be a useful tool against teams who are going to play a low block, teams that are going to have to try and break down.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to seeing Ollie Watkins. But for me, I've seen enough of him. I've heard enough of him from Salim this season. So, Salim, I know you'll be watching this, but realistically, if we need to hear anything about Ollie Watkins, we don't go to Aston Villa's social media pages because Salim just screenshots it into our WhatsApp group. So we see everything from him anyway. So, Ollie Watkins, I'm really looking forward to seeing him, but I think he'll be coming off the bench a lot in the European Championships. Resting Harry Kane if we were up by 2 goals as well, 20 minutes to go. Really, really good replacement to have. And it's better than when we had Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Callum Wilson in previous tournaments.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
I think we've finally got someone where if Harry Kane is injured or he needs a break and is suffering from carrying the nation on his back as he always does at international tournaments, who better than Ollie Watkins? I'm looking forward to seeing more of Ollie Watkins. Number 4 for me, yeah, I'm going to say it. Romelu Lukaku. It's on the screen for a reason. All-time Belgian goal scorer. He got a very, very bad rap at the World Cup. I have to say, he went into the tournament injured. And you know more than anyone, Travis, when we're seeing players go into tournaments who are injured, they never really survive in international football. And then the media hounds them. We've seen it with Wayne Rooney. We've seen it with David Beckham previously as well. When they get rushed into the squad and they're injured, they don't have that chance to recover, especially when they're attacking players because there's more ownership on them. We saw that with Romelu Lukaku, who had that awful game, that cameo appearance against Croatia to get them through to the knockout stages of the World Cup. And me at the time, I was saying it was more on Kevin De Bruyne because he was one of the best players in the world at the time. He didn't take ownership and he kind of hid away by saying, oh, our squad is too old now to compete in the World Cup. And I'm like, that's a poor mentality for you to have because they were relying on Romelu Lukaku to score the goals and they didn't have the right replacement at the time. But with Romelu Lukaku, he hasn't really found himself since that World Cup. He's been going from Chelsea to Roma. Belgium's all-time goal scorer. I want to see him shine. I want to see him do it once again because he was fantastic in the 2018 World Cup when he got third place, beating England in the fourth game as well in Russia.
And
But
in the group.
in the group as well, I think he was rested because that was the game where Belgium and England both wanted to lose.
Yeah.
Then Adnan Januzaj scored the goal, and then his career just ended from there because Roberto Martinez just said, like, nah, we didn't want to win, we wanted to lose. But Romelu Lukaku, I want to see him shine once again. It's been a while, and he's a very, very disrespected striker because of social media memes and people making fun of his first touch. But a lot of people in England, they like to criticize players for what they can't do. For what Romelu Lukaku can do when he can hold up a defender properly, when he can roll a defender, when he can shoot off both feet. He's got an incredible header on him as well, and has got a physical presence about him in the box. I'm looking forward to seeing more from Romelu Lukaku. But with me, Travis, I need to ask you, do you consider Romelu Lukaku to be world class in international football? Or do you think it's the narrative that, oh, international football is kind of easy to score?
It's a difficult question to answer. I think generally, I don't think he's world class anymore.
Yeah.
I think there was a time that he was, but I think that time's gone.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to what he could do this summer with this Belgium squad now.
No longer the golden generation.
The golden generation's gone. That time has passed. Players like Alderweireld and Vertonghen have dropped away. People
That's who you're starting with.
Well,
no Eden Hazard.
Well, this is what I'm getting into is that these kind of players are on the way out, if not already gone.
Notable Courtois either. He's not in the squad.
Courtois not in the squad. This will be
no company. He's a manager now. Witzel's now playing at centre back, and he's still 34 years of age.
Potentially De Bruyne's last Euros, maybe.
Potentially, good shout.
Yeah, this tournament really is the last one for any semblance of that Belgian golden generation squad to show something, and I think that's the same for Lukaku. Look, I think he'll probably still be at the next World Cup, maybe the next Euros as well, but it's the last one, I think, where he's going to be one of their real key players. So he's got a point to prove this summer, I would say.
The thing is with Belgium is they were still pot one for their group as well, and they should be making it out the group stage. It's just about how far they can get in the knockout rounds, because I remember they lost to Italy in the last Euros as well. So they were very, very comfortable getting through the group stages every single time in the Euros. But this is going to be a different kettle of fish. And with someone like Lois Openda, who's been unbelievable this season for RB Leipzig in his debut season in the Bundesliga, maybe it could be a change of formation for them coming into the summer, where you've got Openda and Lukaku in the starting lineup, which will be good fun. But for me at number 4, Romelu Lukaku. What about you, Travis? Number 4, where we go?
Number 4 was Watkins for me.
Number 3, sorry.
My number 3, rather surprisingly, I've gone for Kai Havertz. You never thought you'd see a boy in this shirt picking an Arsenal player, but
And I'm wearing the German shirt as well.
yeah, when he signed for Arsenal, I must admit I laughed. Um,
We have that on recording as well.
he,
To be fair, we all kind of take the mick out of Kai Havertz, and we kind of proved wrong, and we're openly admitting it because he proved a lot of people wrong in that first season for Arsenal.
yeah,
Unbelievable.
especially second half of the season. I think the first half of the season was trying in that sort of dual number 8 role alongside Odegaard and didn't really work. It didn't really click. And then the second half of the season, when they've put him a bit further forward and he's always playing as a number 9 for them now, it's really worked for him and for the club. The second half of the season, Arsenal have been, probably the best that they've been in the last few years.
Still not good enough.
Still not good enough. Havertz has been the best that he's been while he's been in England, I would say. And I think those two things are married together. I think it's a cause and effect relationship between those two things. So I'm excited to see what he could do for Germany. I hope it's not too much because one, I don't want to see Germany succeed, and two, I don't want to see an Arsenal player succeed. But I think if they're given
what Saka, that makes no sense.
we're not talking about Saka, we're talking about Havertz.
Okay, so is it just you don't want Arsenal players to succeed, or a German and an Arsenal player to succeed? I didn't understand that.
A bit of both. I would rather Kane scored winning goal for England than Saka.
So were you happy when Saka missed the penalty?
No, of course not. No, if Saka, look, let's get this straight. If we get to the Euros final and Saka scores the winner, I'll be running around with my shirt off.
Fam, England is England, club is a club. Keep it separate.
But if you give me the option of Kane scoring the winner or Saka scoring the winner,
that's the luxury I can do without, Travis. Come on now.
Look, like I say,
if Saka scores a bicycle kick against Germany in the final, I'm celebrating. I'm getting a Saka shirt with England. I don't care.
If Saka scores for England, I'm celebrating the goal. Absolutely. But all I'm saying is I'd rather somebody else score.
I get you.
But yeah.
James Maddison. You want James Maddison to score.
But he won't get scored, really. But yeah, going back to Havertz, I think it could be, if they give him the keys in that number 9 role, it could be a special tournament for him with the players that they've got around him. But we'll have to see how they line up, and yeah.
Absolutely. So at number 3 for Travis is Kai Havertz. For number 3 for me, this is a tricky one because I need to hear a bit more about him. But I'm still going to talk about him because I need to hear more about Dusan Vlahovic, because Dusan Vlahovic has had a very, very good season for Juventus, but he's still the second choice striker for Serbia. Mitrovic, who's been playing in Saudi Arabia, has been their number 1 striker and their captain for the last 4 tournaments, I think, for Serbia, which goes to show how incredible Mitrovic is rated by the Serbian national team. But Dusan Vlahovic is one of the best young strikers in world football, and I don't get how he's going to be a bench player at the tournament. He may be the best impact sub in the world. We don't know yet, but he didn't really shine at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar as well. So Dusan Vlahovic, just for me at number 3, I'm more curious about it because, again, you can kind of see my theme here. Rasmus Hojlund, tall, strong, left-footed striker. Romelu Lukaku, tall, strong, left-footed striker. Dusan Vlahovic, another young, tall, strong, left-footed striker. But they're all at different stages of their career for their national team. And Dusan Vlahovic, I genuinely believe he should be starting for Serbia. It can't be Mitrovic. I know Mitrovic is the captain, but would you trust Mitrovic, who's been in Saudi Arabia all season, being the captain of your nation because he's got a bit of passion, a bit of grinta about him? What do you think, Travis?
I think there's something to be said for a national hero, and Mitrovic is that to Serbia. I think sometimes it's almost a psychological thing of not necessarily what Mitrovic can bring as such, but what the rest of the team can bring when Mitrovic is there.
Yeah.
If you've got someone who is the captain, who is the leader, who is a national hero, like Mitrovic leading the line, it almost raises the level of everyone around them because they've got to perform with the same passion, same integrity, and the same kind of gumption as that captain.
Yeah.
Look, I think if he does start this tournament as their starting striker, I think it'll probably be the last one. I think if you've got 2 strikers, one is the wrong side of 30 playing in Saudi Arabia, and the other one is in his early 20s playing for one of the biggest clubs in Europe and scoring regularly and having one of the best seasons of his career, there's only so long that you can pick the one who's playing in Saudi Arabia.
Loyalty runs out in international football at a time.
Exactly. And there's got to be a time where Vlahovic comes in and he's the starter. Whether that's this tournament, I don't know, but it'll definitely be the next one.
Absolutely. And at number 3 for me, Dusan Vlahovic. Number 2, Travis, where you go?
Number 2, And you might be surprised by this one, but it's Ronaldo. I've gone for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Let's hear it.
Simply because this is one of the greatest players of all time. No ifs, ands, or buts. He is one of the greatest of all time. He's an unbelievable legend for Portugal. He's led them to international glory before. Will it be his last international tournament? That's why I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
Not necessarily excited to see him on the way out. Of course, we never want to see these players retire, but it could be his last tournament for Portugal. And if it is, I want to see a big tournament from Ronaldo. I want to see goals. I want to see him, obviously not them winning it, but I want to see him carrying them deep into the tournament. And I want to see something for Ronaldo at the back end of his career that we can really say, yeah, because I think the last couple of years, a lot of people have been clowning Ronaldo. You know, Messi winning the Ballon d'Or, winning the World Cup in Qatar with Argentina. During that time, Ronaldo's been in Saudi, and I think he has been clowned recently. I don't know if you agree with that, but I'd love to see him just stamp his mark on this tournament and say, I'm still that guy. It might be my last tournament, but I'm still that
And
guy.
number two for me, I'm going to go for Spain's captain, Alvaro Morata, because Alvaro Morata, another striker who's been clowned over the years by Chelsea fans in the Premier League. He didn't really do well, but Atletico Madrid has been very, very good for them this season. He's been scoring a lot of goals, having a fantastic partnership with Antoine Griezmann in a 5-3-2 system under Diego Simeone. And Travis and I went to Atletico Madrid last season, and we saw the quality of talent they really have, and they've always had really, really good strikers. But for Alvaro Morata to be the captain and for him to be the older one of the players in that team now as well, it goes to show his experience will be vital in this group stage because Spain have got Italy, Croatia, and Albania. There could be a banana skin. They could finish second. They could even finish third with some of the injuries they've got in their squad as well. And it's going to be up to Alvaro Morata to provide a lot more dropping into midfield like he likes to do as well for Spain, like he did against Italy in the European Championships when he was against Bonucci and Chiellini. He was showing the England strikers what they should have done in the final, dropping in and taking on the players because they're old. They can't be beaten on strength, but they were beaten for pace that time by Alvaro Morata. So I'm looking forward to seeing Morata play a lot more for Spain. Ronaldo is at number one for me because everything in this tournament goes on Cristiano Ronaldo's performance. Everyone will be still looking at Portugal for Cristiano Ronaldo. And the way I see Cristiano Ronaldo is he has been going to Saudi Arabia to save his international career. He's vying for another international tournament. He's vying for another international trophy. He's won the Nations League. He's won the Euros. He's been there and has done that before. If we see him win a second European Championship, I said it last week on our conversation with Mr. Daniel Khan from the BBC, and he said, you want to support Ronaldo. You want to see the best players play at their best level. Some of these players would have retired years ago, and Ronaldo's 39 years of age and is still going to be doing it at international football. Roberto Martinez has said that he will be playing a lot of games. He will be functioning a lot for this national team. It's just about if this national team can come together, they can bind together and have one really, really good tournament for Portugal, because that Morocco game was embarrassing when they benched Ronaldo for Gonzalo Ramos. Everyone at the time was like, oh yeah, Ronaldo's finished. Gonzalo Ramos is the new boy for Portugal. He doesn't even get on the pitch for PSG. He probably won't, even with Mbappe gone at the time of recording. I really think Cristiano Ronaldo has it all to play for. All eyes across the world will be on Cristiano Ronaldo, whether he's on the bench, whether he's starting, whether he misplaces the pass. And for me, I'm going to be there watching it because it could be the last time you see Cristiano Ronaldo at an international tournament.